Hi guys, it's Ellie and I asked you guys to ask me a few questions on Instagram and you gave me a lot of questions to answer. I'll be picking out the ones which I found the most interesting. If you have any further questions for me, leave them in the comments below. In the first few hours, I always reply to comments. So number one, Shilpa Reads asks, given a chance, where would you like to settle? It could be anywhere. I have like a tie between Korea, Seoul and is it Seoul? Is it Seoul? I don't know. Or Japan, Tokyo. I have no idea if these dreams will ever come true, but I'm very much interested in Korea and Japan due to the literature that I've read about them, due to the movies that I've watched around them, and I definitely think that these are two places I would love to move to. But I guess that's only because I've never lived there. Maybe the reality is different, but maybe it is not. Who knows? But yeah, these are two places where I would probably like to live in if I was given the chance. Ritvi underscore K and 5 A's, that is Ritvika, asks, can I learn digital marketing with just a phone and internet? Yes, you definitely can. But while you're implementing it, I am sure that you are going to need a computer or a laptop at some point or the other. You can learn it on your phone or internet. You can even start working with a phone and internet, because I did that. But after a certain point, you will need a laptop or a computer, because otherwise it is just going to stunt your growth. Vishal asks, are you a regular going college student or non-regular? Well, I would say I'm a non-regular college student. I am the last batch of my university where there is no such restriction on attendance. Yes, you have to keep it above 60%. But the batch that comes after mine and all the batches after that have to maintain above 90% attendance to get 10 marks. But we don't have that concept. So yeah, attendance doesn't really affect our marks directly. So that helped me a lot in staying at home and working on days which are very urgent instead of having to go to college. I guess that's an advantage that I do have. Small Hussein asks, you received 3 million in cash, what would you do with it? Okay, 3 million in cash, I think half would go to taxes and the rest I guess I will 50-58, and one half I'm going to save for my future in investments, and one half of it I would probably invest towards a business that will provide employment. I don't really believe a lot in charity, because most of the times what you donate to charity goes in paying the salaries of people who are working for the charity instead of actually helping those who are in need. So instead, I think creating job options is a better way to invest your money. That opinion is just mine. You can absolutely differ. Let me know what you will do with 3 million in cash. The next question is by Cadet Deepak. Do you review books for promotion? Yes, I do review books, but not on my channel anymore. I have absolutely stopped making individual book reviews on my channel because they just don't do that well in terms of views. Also, I find it much more enjoyable to make recommendation videos than review videos, so that's the reason why. But yeah, I do write reviews on my blog. I write mini reviews on my Instagram sometimes, but I don't do reviews on my channel per se. But I do make recommendations if I like a book or think that a particular book will be perfect for a particular category. Monty is asking how to leave a bad habit. I highly suggest you to read this book called Power of Habit. It's available on Storytel for free. This book really tells you how you can get rid of bad habits and adopt good ones. But the sum of it will be something like, you really need to understand what is the cue that makes you go to the bad habit. So if your bad habit is having a lot of food, there's a reason why you have a lot of food. I mean junk food, by the way. There's a reason why you have a lot of junk food. Most of us have junk food when you're getting bored or when you are in a bad mood. So try to avoid that position from the first place. So don't get bored, okay? Make sure that you're engaged in some activity so that you don't go to junk food. And yeah, that is basically how you break a habit initially. But there are obviously many more ways to do that. There are many more strategies that you can apply, and yeah, for that you really need to read this book. Khushbu Raikar asks, how do you keep your books from yellowing? Now, I don't keep my books from yellowing. Why? Because I think just like you are aging slowly, books are also aging slowly. It's just unfair to expect that they will look like new even after 40 years. I want them to grow old with me. I want them to yellow so that I can look at them and remember the time when I bought it and how much time I have spent together with that book, how much time that book has been in my library. So that is That is the sort of feelings I have towards yellow books. So I love yellow books, and I would also ask you to try to feel the same. If not, if you don't, I know it's very easy to expect books to stay in the picture perfect condition, but they are not going to, and that's the beauty of it, I guess. Phantom Reader asks, if you came to know that your universities are brainwashing you, what will you do, ma'am? Well, I think universities always brainwash us in some way or the other, and it is up to you to keep exploring, keep experimenting, keep reading a lot, so that you don't let that get you. For example, in our syllabus, we only have dead white men mostly as a part of it, which is why we don't really get to read a lot of variety. There's no Japanese literature, there's no Asian literature, there's no African literature. I guess there's only one paper with only one book with an African American writer, I guess. But then the whole of it is very selective, and that sort of makes you think like only white men probably wrote good books, but that is definitely not true. So, and no matter what subject you study, you will find such brainwashing. In all subjects, we are very selective about what students study and what students don't study. So it totally depends on you to make sure that you don't get carried away with the syllabus or what the universities have been teaching you. Skush Mehta asks, what ridiculous thing has someone tricked you into believing? That live boy spelling is live boy and not live boy. Skush Mehta asks, what's the most useless talent you have? This. I have no idea if you can see this. I don't think I can do it with my middle finger, but definitely with this finger. When I was younger, I was able to do it this as well, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I can touch it. Absolutely useless, but people find it strange. Also, like, my fingers are sort of bent, so I can't really straighten my fingers. I have no idea why it is this way. It's something genetic, but my fingers sort of get bent whenever I straighten my hands. So yeah. E_Bhavika asks, how do you manage your time with your work, YouTube, college, reading books? I think it always comes down to a matter of priority, but obviously there are a lot of privileges that I enjoy, like my college, like my family members. There are a lot of things that I won't be able to do if all these factors were not at play. But yeah, it definitely comes to a matter of priority. YouTubing or freelancing. Currently, I'm doing both of them, and I like doing both of them. I have no idea which is going to last longer. So yeah, I don't want to stop doing either of them. Advait888 asks, how to handle someone who don't understand what you are doing and still says you will fail. Okay, so I think whenever somebody says that you can't do something or says that you are not capable of doing something, you should consider who they are and what they do. If that is a person in the same field as you, who has more experience than you in the same field that you want to work in, and they are telling you that you're not cut out for it, you should probably take the advice or at least consider it. Okay, but if it's someone who has no idea about what you want to do, who has no experience whatsoever, and who themselves suck at what they are doing, I don't think there's any reason why you should take their advice. This is one of the reasons why I keep having fights with my father. My father is very hardworking, so when it comes to hard work, I really love his advices. But there are a lot of things that I don't agree with him on, and what he has not worked in, so he probably doesn't have experience in, which is freelancing, for example. So we keep having fights about them. But I guess it always comes down to if you really want to do something or not, and if you do, I don't think what others say will matter. Lipakshi_R_L asks, how long did it take you to hit 1000 subscribers on your channel? I guess it took me over a year, 1.5 years. Yeah. Shruti asks if I am a mood swing person, and yes, I am. I am a very mood swingy person. I am angry one moment, happy at the next. I'm crying at one moment, I am smiling at the next. Yeah, mood swings are definitely something that I suffer from. What are your views on atheism? Asked by happyGoLucky_97. My views on atheism, if you are an atheist, it's fine. That's really none of my business. A_Partho here asks, are you interested in higher studies or want to do a job? Why don't you think one can do both? I want to do both. Swan asks, what's wrong with your rabbit? Why it's eating your USB cables? My rabbits have this tendency of chewing on anything that is like a wire because they resemble tree branches and they are wild animals, so it's instinctive. you can't really blame them. It's something that you have to accept when you adopt a rabbit. Or like all pets destroy things, children destroy things, but that doesn't mean you will stop having pets or stop having children. So that's something that you just have to accept. I'm Vic asked a ridiculous question, which is, being an Indian, how come you're not at home in Hindi? Hindi is not the national language, for your kind information. It's nowhere written that Hindi has to be the national language officially, because South Indians don't speak Hindi at all. Hindi is the standard language in North India most. So there are several states which don't speak Hindi at all, and I guess thinking that Hindi should be a language all Indians should be able to speak just proves how narrow-minded people can be. Please don't be one of them. Abhi9 Agarwal asks, if you have to choose between mind and money, what will you choose? I'll choose my mind, because mind obviously is going to bring me money. Batul Zainab 17 asks, when do you start making money on YouTube? Well, you really can't say. There are people who have started making money on YouTube from day one. There are people who have not made any money on YouTube for several years. So it really, there's no said guideline. It's just that you just have to keep working. But after making 30 to 40 videos in a particular niche, if your channel still doesn't make any money or doesn't get any traction, you can consider quitting. But obviously there are a lot of people who have not quit and seen better results after that. I just told you something like an average. Last question is from Isha.08. What is the one thing that I want to collect except books? Okay, I want to collect How I Met Your Mother, Friends, Calvin and Hobbes, all of these merchandise. I really love merchandise a lot. Capitalism sucks, I know, but there's no way I can stop loving the merchandise of these few fandoms that I'm crazy about. Yes, I love Harry Potter, but I'm not crazy about this fandom. And for Calvin and Hobbes, I don't really see a lot of merchandise. So yeah, that is definitely something that I want. Thank you so much, guys, for asking all these questions. I hope that I could answer most of them. If you asked a question I did not get an answer to it, please leave them in the comments below, because I will definitely answer you. It is definitely not possible to make an hour or 2 hours long video for answering your questions right now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll be back with another video next week. Till then, bye bye.